With outstanding thermal insulating and thermal accumulation qualities, Velox is a simple construction system that can be used to build family homes, residential complexes, industrial and agricultural buildings, halls, and extensions. What components are used in the construction? Velox WS boards. Single-layer wood chip cement boards with increased strength suitable for boarding interior and exterior walls that do not have higher thermal insulation requirements. Velox WSD boards. Single-layer wood chip cement boards with increased volume mass and rigidity suitable for boarding interior and exterior walls with higher acoustic insulation requirements. Velox WS EPS boards. Two-layer insulating boards composed of 35mm Velox WS wood chip cement boards and a layer of foam polystyrene suitable for exterior boarding of peripheral walls with high thermal insulation requirements. Velox edge bands. 50mm Velox wood chip cement board strips for creating window and door reveals. Velox boards for creating partitions. Connected wood chip cement boards for creating non-loading bearing partitions. Velox prefabricated ceiling components. Glued Velox wood chip cement boards in the shape of hollow boxes, the height of which depends on the span and the payload of the building. Atypical ceiling components can be manufactured upon request. Velox construction ties. Connective ties with welded spacer crosspieces ensure the reciprocal fixed position of the exterior and interior boarding walls while simultaneously serving for positioning and connecting individual boards to one another on the horizontal planes of each casing. Wall braces. Used to ensure the verticality of walls while assembling Velox boarding components. Ceiling beams. Used for reinforcing ceilings from prefabricated Velox ceiling components. Construction itself is extremely simple. Construction begins with a spread footing foundation at the building site. Velox WS boards are used to form the foundation. Following survey work and excavation, the permanent formwork boarding is assembled with steel ties and the concrete foundation is poured. After terrain modifications, the space between the foundation strips is filled with foundation concrete. The same procedure is used for buildings with cellars. After the concrete hardens, the foundation slab is prepared for the actual construction of the building. Insulating sheeting is laid and fixed to the foundation. For simpler measuring and placement of the first course of the peripheral walls, we have also used insulating board in our case. After measuring, the precise exterior dimensions of the building are marked out on the board. The Velox boards for our house were delivered on 2 truckloads. When storing the boards on the construction site, we make sure that they are supported at 3 points. To simplify and accelerate assembly, we use a flat space directly inside the house. Construction always begins in the corner of the building. We lay the first row using one-sided ties on the foundation construction. Boards with a thermal insulating layer of polystyrene are laid from the exterior side of the peripheral walls. Boards without polystyrene are used for the interior walls and for interior load-bearing walls. A two-sided tie is attached to the upper edge after both casing boards have been installed. 8 ties are used along a board joint of 2,000 millimeters. Velox boards take on the quality of wood and are therefore highly workable. The boards can be cut, drilled, nailed together, shaped, and screwed without anchors. Wall braces and door reveals are attached to the resulting permanent boarding of the peripheral and interior walls. Permanent Velox boarding can even be assembled by unskilled workers under professional supervision. Assembly training lasts an average of 3 days and is conducted during foundation work, the installation of ceiling components, and the pouring of concrete. After the first row is installed and leveled, the space between the boards is filled with concrete up to the height of approximately 400 millimeters. We first poured concrete at our building after the second row of boards had been installed. This is also possible from a technological and time sequence perspective. After the concrete hardens, we continue with the construction. Reveals for window frames are built and boarding for lintels is also assembled. Door openings are created in the same manner. Staircase or lift shaft assembly is performed at the same time. We continue in the same manner up to the lower level of the ceilings. A reinforced concrete bond beam is part of the ceiling construction. Ceiling ties are used to install the boards that cover the peripheral bond beam of the floor. The walls are leveled before ceiling assembly is commenced. The ceiling construction is composed of permanent boarding. Ceiling components in lengths of up to 2,000 millimeters are made from boards. These form boarding for a monolithic ribbed ceiling with ribs that are 120 millimeters wide, spaced at 500 millimeters, and with a variable cross-section height. Ceiling reinforcement is chosen based on span and load in connection with the effective height of the cross-section. After the horizontal leveling of ceilings, the first floor is prepared to be poured with concrete. The resulting boarding between the wood chip cement boards is either progressively filled with concrete from the peripheral walls to the interior walls by individual level, or, as in our case, the whole floor is built and the concrete is poured at a single time. Wall and ceiling constructions, stairs, and elevator shafts are poured at the same time. Additional floors are assembled in the same manner. The wood chip cement boards can also be used for the thermal and acoustic insulation of floors, for insulating attic spaces, extensions, build-ins, and whenever it is necessary to create a light partition construction. Partitions can be constructed using 75 and 100 mm Velox WS boards. Simple double and combined partitions can be built with these boards. Support stanchions for securing the initial stability of partitions are built along the drawn plan of the wall, spaced at approximately 1.5 meters. Polyurethane foam or other suitable fast-drying adhesive, or cement-based adhesive, is used to join face and loading joints. After the walls are leveled, we recommend securing joints to prevent the boards from moving during construction. Velox partitions are joined together using a dry method. The boards must therefore be staggered along the face joint, even in corners. Whole boards with the corresponding cutout must be installed over openings. As is the case with load-bearing walls, cutting boards for partitions is simple. A row of boards is installed beneath the ceiling, and the joint is filled with the bonding material. Thanks to the fast drying time of the bonding material, the partitions quickly achieve their final high level of strength. This enables grooves to be cut immediately for electrical wiring. The porosity of the surface of the Velox boards ensures excellent plaster and concrete connection, while also having perfect soundproofing qualities. A great number of plastic mix producers recommend the ideal composition and execution of surface finishes. Savings on heating by up to 40% are well documented. Calculations show that a 32 cm Velox wall has thermal and acoustic insulating qualities comparable to a solid brick wall that is 245 centimeters thick. Despite being thin, the walls are stable and enable maximum living space to be utilized. Above all, builders value the system's speed and simplicity. This means savings in time, labor, and reduced requirements on storage space. Velox homes are not run-of-the-mill homes. In addition to the thermal insulating and accumulating qualities, the system also has a great advantage of being incredibly flexible in fulfilling the non-standard demands of customers and architects alike. Along with architecturally interesting family homes, the Velox system can also be used to build residential complexes, various industrial buildings, halls, and other similar structures. The Velox construction system has a promising future. Quality technology guarantees pleasant living in a home with outstanding qualities.